The rematch delivered in every way for Ohio State. That's Tim A, the 41-year vet. I'm Spencer Holbrook. We are on the field, Speaker Field at the Rose Bowl in the aftermath of Ohio State 41, Oregon 21. If you can see the screen behind us, that means Ohio State is the Rose Bowl champion of 2025. Happy New Year from Lettermen Row, and Happy New Year to the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Rose Bowl champions, who are moving on to play Texas in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl next week.
Yes.
Tim, belt to you-know-what, butt whooping, whatever you want to call it, this was not close. Ohio State came out, scored in the first minute, literally. Jeremiah Smith crossed the ball line with 14 minutes left in this game, or with 14 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yes.
The Buckeyes got to stop, scored, got to stop. I think they punted, then scored again. It was 21-0. It was 34-0, 34-8 at the half. This game was never in doubt. The Buckeyes dominated. What'd you think?
I just thought the way the defense came out, obviously Oregon scored on his first possession of the second half, and you're going, uh-oh, these guys are intent on making it a game.
Yeah.
Then Ohio State comes back out, if I remember correctly, scores, but then the defense stops. That was a huge stop by, against Oregon, their second possession, to just kind of reclaim a grip on this game. Obviously, Oregon scored a couple of times, but the bottom line was Ohio State put 34 on the board in the first half and one touchdown in the second half and made it stand. And I will tell you something, Spence, I've been covering this team, as everybody knows if they follow us, since 1984, 41 seasons. Maybe, slightly, the Wisconsin game in 2014 when they won 59-0, when they had to win and be impressive with their backup quarterback, Cardale Jones, just to get into the college football playoff, the very first college football playoff rivals this. But Wisconsin was not the number one team in the country.
No.
This was a really good Oregon team, undefeated. And the main thing Ohio State did was when the bell sounded, it walked right to the middle of the ring and hit them with uppercuts. And Jeremiah Smith, yes, Jeremiah Smith, any pass thrown to Jeremiah Smith should be considered an uppercut. He breaks Chris Carter's freshman Rose Bowl receiving record. I think it was 186 is what 187 what Jeremiah ended up with. I think Chris had 175 way back in 2015 Rose Bowl, 1985 Rose Bowl, 1984 season, the very first Rose Bowl I ever covered, the first season I covered Ohio State. I go, hey, they're going to go to the Rose Bowl every year. This is pretty cool. Of course, they didn't go back for another 12. But the bottom line is, he just beat a legend. And he's beaten a legend several times on records so far this season, and he still has probably 2 games to go. But Jeremiah Smith, oh my goodness, what a freshman, quotes.
You said he just beat a legend. Everyone coming into this game thought Dan Lanning was a legend, was the guy, the next up in college football, was, the guy who maybe, if he wins a title, could take the mantle, from Kirby, because he's a Kirby disciple, from Saban, because Saban's got all these titles. Lanning's got the number one team in the country. They're undefeated. They've already got a win over Ohio State. Ryan Day took that back. And I don't want to make this too big of a deal, but this is a massive deal to us.
It's a massive, massive victory. 2 massive victories in a row.
It's not even the fact that this was a comprehensive butt kicking over the number one undefeated team in the country. It's the fact that it was against the Big Ten team who thought that it had snatched the Big Ten title from you, and that
in the first year,
the title of the best team in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And you came out to Pasadena in a stadium that was 60% Oregon fans, maybe even 65. It was a heavy Oregon crowd.
A lot of Ohio State fans here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there were. But these Oregon fans had longer to prepare, longer to travel.
Sure, longer to dream.
And Ohio State absolutely left zero doubt in this game. From the opening play, when Will Howard play action and found a couch route, G. Scott down the sideline right here for a 37-yard catch, I think. And then Jeremiah Smith on the very next, they ran the ball. No, an incomplete pass. Sorry.
You don't have to do play-by-play. You just hit the highlights.
A Jeremiah Smith 45-yard catch and run was incredible. The Jeremiah Smith play, he was wide open. WTFO, if you can put those acronyms together.
Wide the fully open.
Absolutely.
Here's the bottom line. He liked his first touchdown the best because he kind of juked and stuff. He did some magic.
But I'm here to tell you, I guarantee Will Howard liked that throw to Emeka.
Of course he did.
That throw to Emeka was, when Will gets drafted, and I don't know where he'll get drafted, it doesn't matter right now. That's the throw they'll show because it was so good. This Ohio State team had answers for Oregon's defense at every single turn. When Oregon thought they were going to pass, Ohio State runs 66 yards for a touchdown. Travion Henderson. When Oregon thinks that they're going to run, they hit him over the top with a really long touchdown pass to Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
In the second half, you needed a long drive. Ohio State got a long drive, scores a touchdown, leaves no doubt. This was, I cannot say this enough. Can't emphasize enough. This was as comprehensive as you will ever see a number one team in the country get beat.
I agree. We were talking about that at halftime. In the press box. I mean, name me. I couldn't think of one. That could be a lot of reasons for that, but I couldn't think of one. But it was just so thorough.
Yeah.
For the first 15 plus 14 is 29. For the first 29 minutes of this game, it was about as thorough a butt kicking as you're ever going to see against anybody. Like I said, it was like the Ohio State-Oregon game had turned into the Ohio State-Purdue game, right in front of our eyes. Ohio State could almost do anything it wanted. It took a couple lumps along the way, but the Travion Henderson run, like he talked about when he all of a sudden cut the corner and saw green grass, it was a blessing, like he said, from on high. His religious stance. I mean, he thanks God and Jesus for everything he does. But the bottom line was, holy moly,
Yeah.
what a run! And then like I joked with Will Howard, I said, you dropped a few dimes again tonight, because he was dropping dimes, man, on Oregon's defense. But the other flip side of it is Denzel Burke.
Yeah, I was going to get to the defense. This is
Davis Nigmanosin, no penalties against Davis Nigmanosin. Makes a great breakup down here on the far left corner of when Dylan Gabriel first tried to take it deep one time, and I think he broke it up with his helmet.
Yeah.
Which means you're pretty close, but you're not grabbing the guy.
Yeah.
So he was pretty fired up about that. But just defensively, I told Simon that I thought that his play on the very first play of the game, when he came out of nowhere and caught that guy for like a 1 or 2 yard loss out in the right flat after a toss, that kind of set the tone, Cody Simon, with what was to come for the next hour or so.
Yeah, I think Ohio State had
We're not gushing. You can go back and
No.
watch it and see what we're talking about.
Again, this was comprehensive. There's no gushing involved. This was a butt kick.
Yes.
Cody Simon, I think, had a couple sacks. Jack Sawyer, I think, had 3 sacks. He had 3
Jack
pass
Sawyer
breakups.
had his game of games thus far.
I think it was the
tonight.
best game of Jack Sawyer's career.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, three pass breakups, a couple sacks. Like, he was incredible. JT Tuimoloau was good. I thought Ty Hamilton and Tyleik Williams played their best game maybe ever. Just manhandling the guards from Oregon.
Caden Curry.
There were times where Oregon didn't look competitive up front.
Yeah.
And that is a testament to what Ohio State's defensive front did. Jim Knowles gave a lot of credit to that defensive front. We talked to him locking up the game. The secondary played really well. Jordan Hancock, Lathan Ransom both said it's the exact same thing they did in the first game. They just executed better. I don't believe that. They've done a lot of different things.
They did, though.
since then.
No, there were some things changed, but they did execute.
They did
better.
execute at a higher level.
Right.
And they defended the deep ball better. They didn't allow Oregon to have time to throw the deep
How
ball.
about this? The first deep ball thrown on Denzel Burke, he had more of a chance of catching it than the receiver did.
Yeah, he ran around for it.
Exactly. Denzel was elevated tonight, or this afternoon and tonight, as we all know. It starts in the sunshine and ends in the moonshine.
Yeah.
Pardon the expression.
Yeah.
But the bottom line, yeah, he elevated himself tonight in a great way. And then Davis Nigmanosin, like I said, he was pretty steady all night long. Yeah, they give some of that underneath stuff and some of those little stuff to keep a couple of drives going. And you're always going to do that because, like I keep repeating, Dylan Gabriel was a Heisman finalist. Dylan Gabriel was the all Big Ten quarterback. This offense was going to score probably on you a couple of times. But I'm telling you, my favorite play of the night was the second touchdown pass to Jeremiah Smith, and it wasn't the pass. It was Donovan Jackson going against Jordan Birch, the feared big Jordan Birch, like it was a heavyweight boxing match. It was, I kind of missed most of the play because I just got fixated on that because, man, if you're winning those battles, you're probably winning a football game.
Yeah, Jordan Birch did get Josh Fryer on 1 sack in the first quarter. Josh said he didn't realize Jordan's power because he had never faced him before.
Yeah.
After that, they were perfect against him. They didn't allow another sack. It was incredible the way that they handled Mateo Uiagalelei and Jordan Birch. If they can do that, they can handle Texas, and they can handle any of the teams left in this tournament. Ohio State 2 wins away winning the national championship. It's basically thank you for playing the first quarter next, because they were up, I think, 21-0 on Tennessee.
Yeah.
They were up 17-0 on Oregon. It wasn't even close.
This has been an exercise, though, in play this game and then think about the next one after you're done. Tennessee, they destroyed the third best team in the Southeastern Conference, although I'm sure Southeastern Conference officials are shuffling that order. They destroyed the Big Ten champion, undefeated, the #1 team in the country. If there was a poll tomorrow instead of just the bracket, Ohio State would be #1.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. And you still got Georgia and Notre Dame to play. And God bless everybody in New Orleans because of what happened down there that caused that game to be postponed until Thursday. But the bottom line is this is the best team in the country now we're covering. And they have done a great job of taking it one game at a time since the game. And next is Texas. Next is a guy who came here for like 4 months, 3 months, and left to go back to the promised land of Texas, Quinn Ewers. There's no hard feelings here, I'm sure, but the bottom line is, you're taking on Steve Sarkisian and his vaunted offensive mind, and Texas has a really good defense. But we saw what Arizona State did today, coming back on Texas, forcing it into overtime. Crazy game. It just, I don't know if it just gets tougher from here from the standpoint of keep on keeping on. This is a tournament.
It's on to Dallas. First, we had to see the sunset, though. The sunset on the Oregon Ducks season.
How did it strike you? First time you've ever seen it?
I've added the Rose Bowl to my bucket list, Tim, because I got to get back.
Oh.
It is the greatest.
I thought you just checked it off.
It is the greatest venue in all of college football. I will never take it off my bucket list. I will cherish every time I come out here. The first was incredible. It was stress-free because Ohio State was winning, and I didn't have to worry about writing a story that was, going to stress me out trying to type in the last minutes. Down on the field for the final 5 minutes, hearing these wonderful Ohio State fans who traveled all this way, going nuts. Doing this with you, it's been awesome. Watching the sunset, with the San Gabriel's in the background, lighting up like that. Picture perfect night, almost perfect evening for Ohio State, and now it's on to Dallas. Tim May and I will be in Dallas for Ohio State and Texas. It's going to be awesome. That's the College Football Playoff semifinal. We have to get through the quarters first. We're going to get back to Columbus. As you see back there.
One quick point. I picked Jeremiah Smith, my bold pick was
yeah,
for him to
go.
catch 7 or more passes. He caught 7 or more passes and just missed getting that third touchdown catch, which I picked him to do. So I may have to recycle that one again.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, dude, they've got it going on. The best receiver in the country. I think I would have to declare him now, just based on not his potential, but what he has done. It's crazy.
You see it back there, folks. Ohio State Rose Bowl champions. They won the quarterfinal of the College Football Playoff over the Oregon Ducks. Tim May, the 41-year vet. I'm just Spencer Holbrook. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and thanks for allowing us to come out here. We only can do this because of you, the listener, the viewer. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your support. We'll see you guys back in Columbus, the greatest city on earth. And we'll see you guys in Arlington, Texas for Ohio State versus Texas in the College Football Playoff semifinal.